Hey, welcome to Beautiful Fool Podcast. I'm your host, Classy Earth Angel. And this week is my birthday week. Yeah, birthday week. I don't know. But my birthday was Monday the 8th. And today is Thursday. So I've just kind of been celebrating all week, a lot of relaxation and stuff like that. But yeah, and even more celebrations coming this weekend, so I'm really excited. So I really thought I thought during this time and celebratory time for me, because birthdays are a big deal to me, um I thought I'd have a positive, like, upbeat, uplifting, I don't know, something fun or whatever for this podcast, but it's not. I made a connection for something. Like, I'm always connecting dots and stuff. I guess wisdom with age, right? And I realized something. I guess I just expanded on something I already realized, but like I got to like the source, I believe. But I'm like, okay, I'm gonna tell my real age. If anybody asks, I'm 25, okay, guys? But I just turned 31, and I've been like, something I noticed is like my whole adulthood thus far has been, the biggest thing that stands out is dating and all that partnership, right? Because that's where a lot of our emotions as women goes into, and it's just like repetitive stuff. But I realize I found the source. Okay, okay. Oh my gosh, I'm just all over the place. Bear with me. Okay, so it's like I know a lot of times women, because I've heard other people say it, and I'm like, oh, I agree. But it's like we attract the same spirit, or we're attracted to the same guy, or like something. Like, what is it? And I found what it is, and this came through reading the Bible. My man was reading the Bible, and it was something, and he expanded on like, oh, this is why, women, you're supposed to marry the person you lose your virginity to, because you're always pretty much searching for that person. And I'm like, I don't give a damn about the person, you know what I mean? But he played me, right? But then I'm like, wait a minute. This could be like the thing, like we're talking about the same spirit, or we're meeting the same person. Our body is like subconsciously yearning for that person. So we find those qualities in other people. You might hear that and be like, duh, that's what it meant. But hey, you're ahead of the game, because I didn't realize that. But I'm like, I took it even a step further, because I'm like, I've noticed like even things, because a lot of the times these men are, they're predators and they're preying on us, so they're lying, right? So I feel like even the things we don't know about them, and we don't get a chance to learn about them, or we never ever, because some players, they keep their facade until the end. You never even found that real person out. So I feel like even stuff we didn't know about them, due to how important sex is and things like that, and everything that's transmitted, even things that we don't ever consciously know or find out about them, we're attracted to, you know so that got me to thinking about my personal experience. I thought I did everything right. I waited until I was 18 to even date seriously or anything. Like in high school, like I've even said on the podcast, people were getting exposed and played and tossed around and all that. I'm like, I've always had a big ego, so I'm like, nobody's gonna have me looking dumb. So my ego protected me. So I'm like, once I'm out of high school, the world's a bigger place, because high school is like your whole world and it's small and all this stuff goes around. So I'm like, once I'm in the real world where it's huge and I'm just like a little ant, if I did get put on blast or whatever, it's not gonna hurt as much. It's easier to escape or whatever from it. So that's my logic. And just growing up with my dad being a player, my uncles being players, never being taught like what to look for in a man, never being preached on about marriage or waiting till marriage or become married, nothing. The only dating advice or anything I got was from my dad and my cousin, who's like around my dad's age. When I was 14, so it was like 4 years before I ever was even active, but they're just like, oh, keep condoms in your purse, because guys are gonna always lie, say they don't have them, don't believe dudes, so I just got the bad advice, but I guess kind of protect, because I mean it's true, you know. So that's the only advice I got. And then things I witnessed, like my dad having multiple women at once, and or my whole family helping. My uncle had one girl in the house when another girl and her sister popped up, and the way the family, oh, he's at the store, oh, you want to walk over here, getting the girls to walk down the street with them while he takes a girl in somebody else's car and drops her off, both women oblivious to each other, you know. So seeing things like that at like 6 years old, I'm like, I'm not gonna be one of those women. I'm not, you know. So I have this ego, I'm trying to protect myself, right? But nobody told me what to look for, and that there are good men and there are good qualities, and how to, you know, be patient, and eventually people mask come off. I never got that. So I'm just in life, you know, doing it on my own. And I thought I did it right. The first guy I ever dated, he was fresh out. I was 18, so I was fresh out of high school. He graduated from ASU at the time I graduated from high school. So he just got his bachelor's, got his first big boy job. He had a sports car. He shared a house with 2 roommates. They were all clean men. I met them, and he had the master bedroom, and he dressed nice. He took me out, our first date, nice restaurant. Like, we went to movies. He took me to my first Major League Baseball game. He was so intelligent, so intellectual conversations. I thought I did everything right. He was so patient with me. He took me on hikes like in the summer in Arizona. I'm like, what the freak am I doing? Like, I'm about to pass out. But it was just like, he expanded my world, my everything, you know? So I was like, okay, he's a cool dude. Good conversation, met his friends, everybody's cool, everything's good. And he wasn't rushing me into anything. Everything was just so gradual and baby steps, just introducing me to everything, you know? So I honestly, even looking back at how it ended, which I'll get into right now, but I don't think, just where I was and having the lack of knowledge and just what was around me, I couldn't have chose better. I could not have chose better. The only other proposals I got like during that time was just, hey, you want to come kick it? Want to chill? Like, meet me at the park, and like, want to rub me on the park or something like that. Ew, what is a kick it? What is a chill? I've always been like that. Like, I had those standards from myself, not wanting to look stupid. Nobody told me, don't ever, you know, only accept an invitation if a guy invites you somewhere nice. Or nobody ever told me that, but I was just trying to save face, like I said. So I kind of protected myself on that, you know, in that regard. And that's the only reason why I dated him, is because he came at me very appropriately, very gentlemanlike, and invited me immediately out and said he wanted to get to know me. It wasn't no come over and kick it. And I'm like, okay. And so that's what weeded him out. He was Caucasian. This was Arizona, so it's a melting pot. And like I said, the people who look like me just wanted to kick it. And what the hell is a kick it? I don't play soccer. What is kick it? You know? So yeah. So, and he wasn't like, he was handsome, but you know, he wasn't really fit, just like average body, probably like 5'8", you know, just average dude. But he took me out, and he provider, you know. So that's what won him over looks, because a fine dude just wants to know if it can chill, but you know what that's gonna lead to. And I'm like, I'm not just trying to be out here like that, you know. So anyway, the way this ended was, he was just kind of, he was still talking to me, like he was distant for a few days, and I'm like, whatever, not thinking into it. And then one day he didn't talk to me all day. Then he hits me up like at 11 o'clock at night. He's like, hey, what's up? And I'm immediately text back, duh. And then nothing. And I'm like, what the freak? Like, that's not like him, but whatever. Maybe he got busy. Maybe he got in a car accident. You never know. So don't get mad, you know? We don't know. So anyway, the next day, still don't hear anything. I'm like, okay. So I get on Facebook, and I'm just scrolling on my feed. And then I see him sitting at like probably an NBA game. It looked like, you know, like indoor, you know, the floor and all that, with a girl like all hugged up. And she's like, oh my man, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then I go to her page, and like they were in a relationship for like 2 days from her page, but I was with him 3 days before. So I'm like, what the fuck? So you couldn't even tell me. I felt like, well, not I felt, he clearly was trying to see, he was temperature checking, like, did I see that? And so instead of telling me, he wanted me to find out that way. So of course, you know, I texted him, and at this time I was very yeah, I had a mouthpiece on me or whatever. I called him, he wouldn't answer, so I texted him this long thing, you know, talking about him and, you know, attacking his ego severely. And of course that resulted in him blocking me, and then that was it. Never seen him again, never heard from him again. And then as I'm telling my mom, Cause I'm like, what the freak? And I told him like, oh, so he has a girlfriend. Like he just chose this other girl, like whatever, whatever. And the way she responded also played a role into the future. She responded with, I knew something was up with him. That was it. Little smirk, little like, oh, and she's like, oh, it's okay. I knew something was up with him. Like, don't even worry about it. Huh? No comforting at all. So I'm sitting there and I like to really, I've noticed that I've kind of blocked all of this out, the details out from this because it was probably traumatic for me. But to me, I've always downplayed it like, oh, I didn't even really like the first person, I was with and all this. It wasn't a big deal. Like, we wasn't really committed like that. For real, like, blah, blah, blah. And then I've just been like literally like the last couple days, I don't know, maybe like birthday, I don't know, realizing stuff. But I was really messed up about that because I was like, so he was lying to me for how long? And it's cool to date people. Like I say, never like officially was like, oh, you want to be my girlfriend? So I was like, okay, yeah, it's cool to date other people, whatever, whatever. I didn't require him to make me his girlfriend. You know what I mean? Like I didn't even know that's something you should do. I was just enjoying what's the label, you know what I mean? What's the label? We were doing everything, like everything was good. There was no problem. So I was just like, so he's just looking at me in the eyes and lying to me, thinking about somebody else, or I was just trying to calculate what did I miss? And the only thing I could think, because the girl was Mexican, and one of our like last times hanging out, we're talking about Mexican food, something. And then I don't know, something like the way he giggled about something about Mexican. And I was like, oh, there was a little breadcrumb. Like he gave me a clue about something. And so all of this goes into me and the way that I dated ever since to this day. Because even I attract, and I didn't know until my man read the that Bible verse to me, and I forgot, I really wish I knew what it was, but it was like over a month ago. And like I said, I've been thinking about, like, I've just been having dreams or just applying it to me as a woman. We always apply everything to ourselves. But I mean, I'm really on a self-discovery and exploring and learning myself so I can be better, or really, just know myself. Like, so duh, I'm trying to connect things. So anyway, I was just like, no, because again, like my memory of my first date, dating, sexual, everything is all met with the whatever, like it wasn't a big deal, like whatever. But it was everything. And I'm like, no. And I even told my man, I was like, no, I don't desire somebody like I don't even, no, I don't even like people like that. He said, think about it. And then I thought about it. I value educated men. He was an educated man. I like men who, and these are things, that's why I never connected it, because these are things that I just deem they're normal. Like, duh, who wouldn't want these things? But no, it goes back to this. So anyway, educated man, dress well, can do well in public spaces at a restaurant, knows how to order, knows how to speak to people, has intellectual conversation, expands my mind, understands me when I speak, is clean and orderly and all these things. And I'm like, to me, that's just duh. Everybody would want that. But no, everybody doesn't want that, or requires all of those things, or values all those things. That comes from my personal experience. So even though I'm not looking for Steven Bradford, yeah, I'm putting you on blast, you're a terrible human, but even though I'm not looking for him, it's the qualities. But like I said in the beginning, even the qualities that we don't like or we didn't even know about them, we look for them subconsciously. So even the manipulative, like looking me in the eye and lying to me, to not being honest with me and forthcoming, just all of these things I look for as well. A man who wants multiple women and does all these things, I look for that as well. I wouldn't purposely ever look for that, duh, no. But looking at my dating history, I'm like, oh my god, yeah, I do. Like, what the freak? So time and time again. So what I had learned, like, and I had chose at that moment, I'm like, what made me feel better, because I didn't even get a chance to cry because I'm like, ego, so I'm like, what the, I was just confused, and I'm like, why her over me? And she was older, like she wasn't as cute as me, like we had a good time, we had fun, so I'm like, what this bitch got over me, so I was just like, doesn't make sense. But the thing, I was like, okay, well, at least I didn't give him anything. I didn't see, my body or anything as giving, but obviously it's like the most important thing. But at the time, nobody told me that. I didn't know that. So I'm like, I literally did nothing and I got everything. He took me out. He spent all this money on me. He showed me all these new, things and blah, 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 blah. So to me, I won because he spent money and everything and I didn't do anything. I just had to be there is what I felt. So that made me feel better. So that instilled in me even more. I need to get things from men because they're most likely 99% not who they say they are, and they have an ulterior motive, and they don't care if I got hurt or anything like that. So I don't care if he goes bankrupt dealing with me. Good that he does, because he's a liar anyway. And this is before I even meet the man. I'm thinking this. So that just made more sense to me to be with my hand out, or a dude needing to kiss my ass to be around me. It was no gradually get to know each other or this or that. No, they need to come in hot, full force, giving day one. And this also messes me up. So me thinking this is the way to protect myself or to save face or for things to be worth it. But who gives the most? Who is the biggest ass kisser and the this and that and give you what you want? Straight off the bat. Manipulative men, predators. So what I was asking for was to continue to be preyed upon. Because what man meets a woman and instantly is giving, spending, doing, complimenting, making time, all this? Either nobody good. Let me tell you that. Nobody good. He's got something he's hiding, something he's trying to pursue where he wants you in a fast rate for a reason, because he can't keep that mad. He probably is the worst predator because he's an impatient predator. Well, actually, we'll get into that in a minute, because actually the worst type of predator is a patient predator. We run into that. So anyway, so I was inviting being preyed upon because I felt preyed upon. So now I'm thinking I'm correcting it, but I'm making it easier for other predators. So I'm just fighting predators. Like, I'm being preyed upon, and to me, it's like, oh, he's earning me. He's earning my time, my attention, and if things don't pan out, which I'm already negatively thinking it's not going to, he has something else going on, it's going to come out, whatever, so I'm not emotionally invested, because I'd be damned if I'm going to be crying on a bathroom floor or somewhere. You got me effed up. I'm never going to be like that over a man. So to me, thinking I'm not playing games, I'm literally playing a game. I'm playing into it. And then when stuff goes so fast and it fizzles out, I'm still, I'm one up because he did this, and this. But no, like, what was that even for? What was that even for? So anyway, there was just cycles of that until it gets to my oldest son's biological father. Boy. Again, so the love bombing, I'm asking to be love bombed. One, if a dude needs to prove himself financially and just all these things for me, right? So I'm asking for it. So he's love bombing the frick out of me, right? And we work together, so I feel like I know him because we're together 8 hours a day until our boss switches our shift. He's literally taking me out every single day for a long time, and I'm like, wow. And I made him wait everything before he did anything. He was just so great. He was different than my ex before. That was an emotional, oh my gosh, just probably needs medication, I'm sure. Just drop of a dime upset to the point he's crying, like he would be so upset. So then I meet this calm dude. He's put together. He doesn't have the education. I'm at a really bad place in my life. This is when I moved back to California. Like, I was literally suicidal. Like, I was just like walking the traffic, end it all, right? But I get this job and a medication change, and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling on top of the world, but I still don't give a F about the world, because I just lost my apartment. I lost everything in Arizona. I had to leave because of my mental break. I'm sleeping on my grandmother's floor in Pasadena. Stuff is so expensive. I don't know how I'm gonna get up. So I'm like, I just need to attach myself to a man, obviously, because this, what do women do? Like, what do you have? You attach yourself to a man and he'll help you, right? So that was my thing. Or F it, YOLO, you'll die probably tomorrow. So great. So I'm just going out with this dude. He's not typically what I would like. I just liked his really dark skin. I was just like super attracted to dark skin. So I was just like, wow. And then my first thought when I shook his hand when we met at work, I was like, oh my God, we would make such beautiful chocolate babies. And he told me the first time, he was just like, wow, like we'd make some cute kids. And I was like, damn, like did our bodies know we would procreate, right? But anyway, so it started with him, just flirting at work. All the guys are flirting me. I'm new booty, right? So they're flirting, and then I don't know, I'm just attracted to him. I don't know, whatever. And then it starts with like, oh, I want to take you out, whatever, but it's not like that, we just keep it on the low. We do it, nobody got to know, blah, blah. Cool, whatever. I was seeing somebody else anyway, a little blue thing. So I was like, well, older man, it was weird. But anyway, so I'm like, cool, great. I get busted both worlds. I've been trying to, because I always dated one guy at a time. And I'm like, that's my problem. Like, I need to date around. So I'm like, okay, cool. Because I already got somebody on the roster. Cool. I've been building up a roster. Look at me going to LA and like, doing it the right way. So anyway, then after our first date, and I called, let him know I got home, like Lyft got home and all that. He's like, no, forget everything I said. Like, I want you. Like, da 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 da. I'm like, oh my. He's like, what you doing tomorrow after work? Like, we're going out again. So he was heavy on it, pursuing me the way I like, spending money. He dressed nice. Never see him wear the second pair of shoes. Never see him repeat an outfit. Like, fresh to death, right? Fresh to death. So he wasn't the cutest in the face, but the fits and everything made him a 10. His cleanliness. Oh my God, I love a clean man. And he's clean. Granted, he got his cleaning skills, from being incarcerated. But whatever. So I'm overlooking a lot of stuff. So anyway, I get pregnant. And then 3 days after we find out I'm pregnant, he tells me his baby mom, because he had a 10-year-old daughter, and I'm like, okay, that's good, because 10 years is a long time. She ain't no little baby. I don't think he's messing around with baby mama, because 10 years they would have had more kids, right? Tells me this lady is pregnant, 7 months pregnant with his baby currently. I'm like, what the freak? Then I also find out he has a drug problem. He just was not remission. What's it called? Clean, sober, whatever. For a while he was in sobriety, whatever. He would go on to relapse. But all these things. And this too. And then I find out he's a woman beater. He has several domestic violence charges. I find that out after he assaults me in public on Thanksgiving while I'm pregnant. So yeah, all of this shit happened. And I was getting what I wanted. I was getting what I asked for. But then let's look back at the first person I lost my virginity to and everything. Okay, what's the parallels here? The secrets, the love bombing, the other women. But the thing here, and something else that's a trend for me, is most of the time I knew there was another woman or women, or because we're just dating around if they're not my boyfriend, but I wanted them to choose me. And I just realized that literally last night. Like, it came to me that was just my coping mechanism or something from my first encounter. That was my coping mechanism from my first encounter, because I wasn't chosen, you see? So now I know there's other women, or I suspect other, but he needs to choose me, or at least treat me better, or stop and drop everything while he's with her to come to me. I've done that so many times, and I'm like, why? And it just dawned on me, is because I'm trying to, there's a void there, there's a scar there, and that temporarily makes it feel better. It feels that cut, but it's just so temporary because it doesn't fix what happened the first, it doesn't fix that, but it gives me this fulfillment, or getting men to do things that they wouldn't do for normally for a woman. And that's why I love when a man tell me, oh, I'll never do this for a girl, I never this and that. Oh, because that's exactly what you're gonna do for me. Little do you know. So I love when they tell me, but I can always tell when a guy is acting out of character, or when he gets that like, what the freak am I doing? Like, this isn't me. Oh my gosh, that was like a high to me. That's a high to me when I get a man to do something that he doesn't typically do. And it stems back to that. I feel like my first encounter. So anyway, so then even with my first son's dad, after finding all this stuff out and then being assaulted, but I have no family, I have no help. So I'm like, oh my God, I have to depend on this freaking guy, because now I'm in a worse situation because I'm about to have a baby and I have nothing, and I'm in this place. What? Who else? So Anyway, he ends up choosing me over because he was still in a relationship with her. So when he assaulted me and everything, that's when everything came out. Because before that, he was like, "Oh no, we were just messing around. She got pregnant. I didn't even think she was really pregnant. I thought she just wanted me back until she started showing." And I'm like, "Damn, she's really pregnant." He's like, "But I don't want her." Then he assaults me and he tells me, yeah, we're still together and me and you are still gonna be together. Da, da, da. What the frick? You know what I mean? So anyway, I had no choice but to go back, but then I'm like, oh, you need to leave her, you need to choose me, basically. And so he did. He told her about me, everything. He missed the birth of his son. He moved 3 hours away with me, somewhere we can afford to have our baby. Yeah, he completely chose me, and I found some fulfillment in that. That was enough for me to overlook being abused and embarrassed and lied to. And oh, he had a temper, hence the, the laying hands on women. And I thought he was this calm, collective dude, and I just really was drawn to that because, like I said, it was different than the last situation I was in before that. But he was worse because he actually like made contact, so oops, and I don't know. And I didn't even leave that situation until the baby was born. And then it was like, oh no, he's being aggressive while holding the baby. And he's referring to our son as that baby, not like his son or anything. So yeah, this could end very bad. Like I need to leave, so that's how that ended. But I'm just like, what the freak? Even now, my current partner, he his community, you know what, or former community, you know what. And it was my thing to tame him, to get him to choose me over all the girls, the women he could have. Choose me. Now he's a family man with me. Like, so it's fulfilling. But so it's like I was even doing stuff. He takes money from women. I'm like, he's gonna be giving me money. He's gonna be paying my bills. Look at him. You know what I mean? So it's like this little fulfillment, this little hee like inside of me, and I feel like it's because it's fulfilling that hurt, that scar from not being chosen the first time, in that situation ending like that. And I didn't have no preparation, no comfort, no anything. It just left me. And then I'm just navigating through life, trying to figure out how to date and everything on my own. I'm teaching myself through trial and error. No guidance, no support, no expectation, no, oh, my family wants me to this and this and I'll talk to value. None of that. It was just me going out, then me watching TV and being influenced. I was so influenced by TV and social media. So that I'm doing all of these things, that I'm having natural inclinations. I want to do stuff, and then I want to, and then I'm back and forth from all of these things, and it's just, and then men manipulating because you'll have a idea, but again, I'm following. I don't know who to follow. I don't know what to follow. I don't know what to do. Nobody told me what to do. So then you get a guy, and then you're getting attached to him through sexual encounters and things, because that's called nature. So then you kind of start listening to him. So even if you were, I'm thinking, oh, well, marriage is important. I do want to get married because I'm seeing that on TV, not because my peoples are married or they instilled that. It's because, oh, I'm seeing that and they say that's the way to, okay, now I want to do that. But then you're talking to a guy and then he makes it make sense why that doesn't matter, why that's actually more risky and stuff. And you're like, oh my God, you make sense. Now you don't want that anymore because you didn't even naturally want it. You thought you should want it, but now he's telling you shouldn't want it, and you actually know him and you don't know the people on TV who are saying these things. And then, so it is just so hard. And guess what? But I will still be punished for all the mistakes and all these trials and errors and things I'm trying to do to get it right, because I'm on my own and I'm making mistakes, which is natural because I don't know what to do. But then now I'm here with 2 children by 2 different men, never married, all of these things, and I will be demonized for that. I'll be told my value is low and all of these things, or I should just be happy to get a piece of a man, or I should this and that because I ruined myself and everything. But am I not a victim? Was I not preyed upon? And I was preyed upon, and then I was conditioned to think being preyed upon was natural, and I put myself in the damn lion's den to continue to be preyed upon, and I found happiness in these little wins, these little things, just little, when I get to manipulate back a little bit by requiring certain things, I get a little little yay, Pillsbury Doughboy happiness for not, the exchange is so not even though. But then I'm still demonized and I'm less than and I'm all that. And that's why I said, like, people just hate women. And this is where this was my personal story, but I'm gonna go into, there's gonna be a part 2 to this. So tune in immediately. It's gonna be a part 2 because I'm gonna generalize this for women and how we are always the bad guy. But what comes first, the chicken or the egg? So anyway, come to the next one right now.